Hi, sir. I'm Si Jing from Group 1, and today we're going to present you our BHHW project, which is our PETRONAS Initiative Plans. And so this will be the agenda for our presentation for today, which we will be having including the company introductions, the project introductions, our project SDGs, and project aims and objectives, project activity flows and budget, SWOT analysis for the project expected result, and also the summary as the end of the today presentation. And before we go into the content one by one, let me having a brief introductions for you, for our members, which we're having me, Si Jing, Ivolo Wang Ping, Xiam Shen Stanley Chin, Elaine Chong, Lim Ko Pei Jun, Kai Chi, Belinda, and also last but not least, Chi Hui and Ke Wei. And this will be the whole teams for our group.
Okay, so now I'm going to introductions to the PETRONAS Group. PETRONAS Group is a government-owned company and they was established on 17 August 1974 years. So PETRONAS, they focus on the exploration, development, and production of the crude oil and the natural gas. So their product line have refineries, petrochemical plants, petroleum product distributors, retail store, and the natural gas distributions. So they also is the one of the largest dynamic energy development companies. So their CSR activities are guided by the three pillars. It was education, environment, community welfare, and development. So bringing hope and healthy to the world, Project BHHW is the main focus on this proposal. And their project description is to show that the care and help more people by contribute and invincible donations activities by gathering fund through the transitions of the petrol stations and donate to the needed facilities. For example, COVID-19 research and the vaccine centers by donate the money to the COVID-19 research and the vaccine centers so that they can by product more vaccines or make research to get better vaccines made so that can avoid the pandemic getting more trouble. So from this picture, we can know that the COVID-19 cases around the world is getting more by more nowadays. So if by donate the money to the COVID-19 centers so that they can product more better vaccine and get product more vaccines to all countries so that we can avoid the pandemic cases getting more.
Hi, my name is Ivolo Wang Ping, and for my part, I'm going to talk about Project SDGs. So what is the Project SDGs? It is the advanced by the United Nations called Sustainable Development Goals. And in there have 17 goals in the Sustainable Development Goals, but in our project, we only aim from 3rd and 9th, which is the 3rd is good health and well-being, and 9th is decent work and economic growth, to assist the national to assist the national people can get a good health and have a good economic growth. Project aims and objective. What we aims to accomplish in our project is to donate a fund to COVID-19 and pandemic research department to save more people from suffer. And we do a target simulation to help those people or family belong to the lower income group and those who cannot afford and suffer from the pandemic and cannot afford it, the expensive medical fees. And in this project, we decide to gather 25,000 or more fund in our project, which is the BHHW project, in the duration 3 months, within a 3 month, basically. Project activity timelines and budget. And during the BHHW activity, there are 2 activities conducted, which are the activity promotion and invisible donation activity. For the activity promotion is our company will announce our customer will do a donation for a COVID pandemic research. And secondly, which is the invisible donation. And for this invisible donation, our customer don't need to do any formalities and no need pay any extra charge when customer add Petron. Each liter, we will take 10 cents to do a donation. Estimated budget. In this part, we are through the diagram to explain it. Firstly, which is the promotion. And we will, during this activity, we are hiring a third-party organization to promote our donation activity. And we will pay the third-party organization 10,000, and this amount, 10,000, is fixed. And for our fund, is minimum amount we'll do a donation is 22,500, and we expected have more can get a more amount during this event, because need to depend each petrol station the number of car visit on that day. And for this part, we expected have more car to visit the petrol station, so the amount will be more than 22,500. And totally the entire activity will add on promotion and fund, so which is the we'll use the 22,500,000. Thank you.
Okay, so after a brief introduction and description for our project BHHW itself, which we are having a SWOT analysis for it, which after the SWOT analysis, it can let us to understand why this project is needed to be contributed. So let me start from the S, which is the strengths for the project. For the strength for the project, it is very meaningful activity, since nowadays the care for the communities, the care for the world is lacked for it. And by participate this project, it is very meaningful by donation, by putting cares to the social itself, which is quite meaningful. And so for the second and third of the strength for it will be the high possible to participate, and also simple and easy for participants to participate for it. Since for our project, it is invisible donation, which consumer don't need, like participant don't need to having an additional charge or for additional process to participate for this activity, this event itself, which is just quite like touch and go, and that's all. Simple but easy for it, which is the strength for it. For the weakness for it, they have both two for it, which is difficult to be noticed and also lack of attraction. Since for this phase, we are doing a short-term phase for our activity as a test out phase for it, which we're just having small areas of petrol station to test out our short-term activity, which we won't having a huge strategy to promote this event itself. So consumer or say participant is very hard to notice for our events, our activities. So they are very hard, like just maybe for some areas of people, they will notice for it, but not for the whole world, not for the worldwide, which it's quite difficult to be noticed and lack of attraction at the promotion part for it. And so for the opportunity, due to nowadays the COVID increase, people are starting to avoiding and having less to fetching by the public transportation, example like terminals, like trains, etc. for it. And so the demand for car using is increased since people are more cares about the the safety distance to others, which they are more preferred to having their own transportation to go where they want to go, which the car demands increase. And by the car demands increased, the petroling demands is increased as well. Since the car increase, the numbers of petrol increase is equals. And so by the car demands, which is quite high positive for our donation, the project donation, the rising for it will be quite more from our expectation for it. Last but not least, the threat for it, rise of work from home, which due to COVID rising, many companies, organizations is having the protocols which we call WFH, which is work from home. They prefer their employee to work from their home, which is work onlinely, which firstly it can avoid the touch, close touch for the people, which can avoid the affections of the virus itself. And last but not least, and also for the government restriction for it, which is threat for our project, since if more people is work from home, then the demand for the petroling will be decreased, since people are less using their cars or transportation for them, which is quite not that good for our project. Okay, so for the expected result for our project itself, there are for short terms and long term for it, which for the short term, which for the phase, right, we are expected that it is a very successful activity just for our contributed activity for it. And also we have achieved our target fund, which is 22,500 from our objective itself. And also after the end of the activity, there will be a high and positive reaction from the community itself. And last but not least, we're having a sustainability plan to be created, since we are planning to having a long-term goal for this project, so which sustainability plan is needed to be created for it. And also let me continue to the long-term itself. So for the long-term itself, we are planned and expected the project's self-sustainability is being achieved, since we think that this is a very meaningful activity, and we hope that it can continue self-sustainability to the further future, to spreading more cash to the people. And also by donate to this much of funds to the COVID research center, we hope that 90%, at least 90% of people get vaccinated, and within these 2 years, the cure has been achieved, which the cure has been researched and be found, because we hope that this pandemic can be end as fast as it can to end the suffering to the people itself. And by completing all of this, we expect that the PETRONAS group image will be improved by time, since we are putting so much care, we are having so much care to the world itself. Okay, so for the ends of the presentation itself, so let's go to summary for it. Okay, so for the summary, the project is very achievable and necessary project to be contribute, since nowadays the world is lack of care to the self. Although yes, the project itself can help to improve the company image itself, but having a world that with no care is just quite sad for it. And moreover, through this project, we hope that, and we also expect that it can to share some warmth and cares to others, to the social, to the community itself, to create a world full of caring, since nowadays is quite ugly for the world recently. And we not expect that, we not to say that can be changed in just this soon, but we hope that maybe in the future it can be done to create warmth and full of caring worlds for it. And also, last but not least, before I end our presentation, too often we underestimate the powers of a touch, a smile, a kind of words, a listening ears, and honest compliment. But the smallest act of caring, all of which have the potential to turn a life around, said by Leo Buscaglia, which this is very good quotes to be remembered for all of us, right? And that's all for our presentation. Very thank you for watching. Thank you. Bye-bye.